From WFAA TV, this is Inside Texas Politics with Jason Whiteley.
Good morning and welcome to Inside Texas Politics. I'm Jason Whiteley. We begin this morning with that debate in District 8. 3 Dallas City Council races are going into a runoff next month. We're focusing on one, District 8, which is much of southern Dallas along the Interstate 20 corridor. Eric Wilson running for a second term, former Councilman Tennell Atkins wanting his old seat back, and both men are here. And joining the questioning as always is Bud Kennedy of the Star-Telegram. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Councilman Wilson, let's start with you. You made the runoff, but Mr. Atkins got more votes than you. How did this happen?
Well, it was really simple. It's really hard to beat yourself. And the reason I say that, it was an individual, it was another Eric in the race. And if you look at the way that the votes came out, there was a bit of voter confusion in terms of which Eric they were voting for.
You think voters got confused about the ballot?
Yeah, for example, there was one precinct that it was a very low turnout. There were 4 votes, and I had 3 of the votes, and the other Eric had 1. Nobody else had a vote, so there were a lot of voter confusion.
Mr. Atkins, you often sided with the mayor when you served on council. Why do you think he and others in the establishment right now are backing your opponent?
Well, I think it's very simple. I'm very independent. And you have this our community PAC that support my opponent, but our community do not run my community, our community. It's very simple that you got to have someone independent, and I'm very independent. You can agree or disagree, but right now the community want me back. So I go to show you that even those in the runoff we going today, all candidates endorse me. The community endorsed me. The business people endorsed me. And I got 42% of the vote. They tell you they want me back. It's not about the mayor. It's not about our community. It's about our community who want me to come back.
Councilman, what do you say to that?
I say actually 41%, started out with 42, but only got 41% of the votes. I'm a very independent thinker. I'm a leader in the community. And I wouldn't be surprised at the individuals that supported him, because 1A, he supported one of, well, all those opponents ran against me twice. This is the second time that they run against me.
It looks like there's a settlement in the pension agreement. Yeah, of course, you're supported by police and fire. You have a background of being involved in the pension board. You are part of the city council that's been fighting to have some sort of settlement and drive an agreement. Both of you tell me what you think of the settlement. Do you agree with it, disagree with it? Do you have any problems with it?
Well, I think one thing on the settlement, I think it's great, but I also think it was too long. Back in 2014, we should look at this back in 2008, when we had a recession, we had this problem. We kept kicking the can down the road. And since we started kicking the can down the road, guess what happened? We fight among each other. We got the police and fire is fighting.
But you were on the council then.
That's correct. And but what I did expose we had a problem. But it didn't resolve the issue. But in 2014 and 2015, I left the council. Then someone else had to come back.
And go ahead and answer Bud's question too, Councilman.
Yeah, one of the things that, one of the problem was that we've been fighting for this too long, and we've been fighting against each other too long. This was kicked down the road a long time. This should have, actuality, drop should have never been created or never been supported many years ago. The city never did their job in terms of being able to pay our firemen and policemen what they should have been paid. So this was a problem that has been festering. Now, what I don't like about it is the years of being solvent, and I don't like the 58 years associated with it, but I do agree with the fact that the city of Dallas has the governance in terms of the numbers, which will, in some ways, and I've heard from some police and fire that they assume that it will be run better.
But to be clear, both of you sound like you support it. Is that accurate?
Well, yeah,
yes,
I support it. But one thing I read in the paper today, it said that the mayor and the consultant would pick the 5.
Yeah,
to the board. You know, that's I think that it should be the mayor and the city council.
And the city council,
just like we do the DFW board, just like we do DART. I think it should be
it's the mayor. It's the mayor with the council approving it. It's not the mayor who picks it. It's the mayor and the council who approves it.
We investigated allegations of voter fraud last week. You had questions about it in the ad hoc committee with Tony Pippins-Poole, the Dallas County Elections Administrator. How confident are you that any of your questions were actually answered in there?
She answered them to the best of her ability. I'm not very confident that there was not voter fraud, considering the fact that while there was a slight increase, particularly in District 8, just the overall way that they go about verifying the signatures. Did not seem I was very confident in their process, even though they will. She said that they were able to catch the problem before it was brought to their attention. And then when I asked the question, how many individuals that were deceased actually asked for a ballot, and there were several.
How confident are you in the county's election process right now based on those answers?
Like we stated, we're not very confident, but it's part of the process, and it's the process that we have. We trust that from this there'll be changes that will be made to improve the process, to ensure that from internally the process will work as designed.
Councilman Kingston wants the city to join. He says strongly that he wants the city to be part of a lawsuit against the sanctuary city law in Texas. How do both of you feel about whether Dallas should sue to block the sanctuary city law?
Well, I think that, when you start trying to sue people, there's always two sides to the story. What do it benefit? And how do it work for the people, and how do it work for the governments?
I think the city, we follow the laws. We follow what the rules are, and we're not in the process of blocking that. That's more of a county issue. Our officers are there to protect and serve. They want to serve the citizens. As a matter of fact, they want to make sure that that particular community, minority communities, feel safe and comfortable with calling the police, because what will end up happening is that they won't call and they'll become victims of crime.
Final moments here. I want to follow up on voter fraud with you, Mr. Atkins. Do you think it exists here? How big of a deal is it?
You look at voter fraud, you look at mail-in ballot. In District 8, there was 128 mail-in ballots. So I got 49. I think my opponent may got 46. So you're going to have fraud. It's the way it is. You look at the presidential election, you're going to have that.
It's the way it is, though?
It is. I mean, it's
Shouldn't something be done?
But this the key is, how do you correct it? I mean, how do you fight against it? I mean, what is the governance of it? How do you protect it? How do you know someone if it's a senior sitting there blind, cannot read the ballot, do the person, the spouse, someone say, oh, let me sign your name. Is that a fraud or not? So it's kind of hard to dictate it. You kind of hard to prove it if you actually have a voter fraud or you're not having it.
Gotcha. Tanell Atkins and Eric Wilson, you guys will meet in a runoff on Saturday, June 10th for District 8. Best of luck to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both.